Hello, everybody out there in internet land. How are you doing? This is Denis Tyrell Knifeworks here for the Triple T for Knife Makers podcast with my co-host Jerid Sandoval of Echo Blades. Jerid, how's it going?
I am doing well. How about yourself, sir?
I'm doing pretty good, despite this crazy heat that we're going through. But yeah, I'm making the best of it.
Yeah, this is not fun. It has not been fun. It is hot, and I can just let me just quell all of the comments coming right now. 111 is 111. Humidity, no humidity. Get the out of here with all that. At least it's not. It was hotter than shit, and it sucked every single minute.
It was 111 in Brentwood.
It was 111, 110,
Dang.
and then 2 days of 107, 106. Like, yeah, it's ridiculous. It's now 86, and it has been well into the high 90s the past 5 days at this time in the evening.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, I'm over the mountain range, well, hills, small hills, whatever, depending where you're from Jerid, and it's about 5 degrees cooler here.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think we hit 107 yesterday.
Yeah.
Even
And that was
that
our
was bullshit.
111. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is bullshit. It actually, I figured out that 107 Mr. Cool can't keep up.
It was pretty cool. Actually, mine is keeping up because it was 107. I was in the shop all day yesterday, and
Yeah,
it was the coolest room in the house.
no, not even close on my side. Like
I think you still got some holes.
it was cooler, but yeah, but I mean, I wasn't. I had a rough, not a rough weekend, but I had a less than enthused week in the shop. So I would turn it on midday. I couldn't catch up. I'm pretty sure if you start in the morning and keep it cool and let it run, it would do okay. But yeah, somewhere around that 100 over 105, 106, it wasn't keeping up, dude. It was not. It wasn't comfortable, I should say. It was cooler, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
so I let.
actually it's made me cancel a class coming up this week because it's going to be. I'm supposed to have two classes this week. Well, we're recording this Sunday, so Monday, Tuesday is one guy for Copper Damascus class, and then Wednesday, Thursday for a Mosaic Damascus class, and that's like 7 or 8 forge welds. So it's like forging all day, 2 days, and it's going to be 104 on Thursday.
Is it
So
really
there's,
back there? I haven't even checked again. I've been beat up by it.
yeah, I mean it's so I had to postpone that class. I'm still going to do the Copper Damascus class, but
Oh
because
my
it's not going
god,
to
you
be.
just made me have boo. Yeah, I'll
Boo.
be back to 109. Fuck.
It's weird. It's only one day, but anyway, let's stop talking about the weather. It's making me depressed.
It is making me depressed. It did depress me, and I just want to say that I had, like I said, a less than productive time in the shop. I think it was, excuses aside, right? I mean, no matter what you have going on, some of us have a little extra challenges here and there, and I got stuck in it this week. It wasn't a great one, but I only say that to share that with somebody else that may have similar type of feelings, and just saying that it's all right. You get to sit in them, you get to be uncomfortable for a while, and do some small cognitive behavioral therapy and move through. And like today, I forced myself to get out there, and I was talking to Brent about a build I have, and I was talking about like etching stainless, because I believe you had maybe this is probably a good topic here. So I believe a while ago you were trying to etch AEBL, and I think
Mhm.
you reached out to him and kind of got his process, and then you had some
Did a
like
video on
mixed
it.
results, right? Like some knives had some weird takes to it, and some came through, and
Yeah, I think that was mostly decarb. Um, yeah, I mean, ABL is kind of finicky on the acid etch. Like, you don't want it too shiny because then it doesn't take.
yeah.
Um, so
It
bead blasting seems to work well.
oh, okay.
That's actually when
Huh.
I got the sandblaster. Is when I did that.
Hmm.
Why did you try it and have mixed
I
results?
thought about it. Like I said, I did a bunch of nothing, and hold on one second. So I bought my son a an electric guitar this weekend for his birthday,
Nice. Does he
and
play or?
he's starting to. So I gave him one of my older acoustic guitars, which is a nice Ibanez. Is like middle range, nothing crazy, but um, I told him I was like, you play this first, and then if you want to continue, we'll talk about the other one. Um, and so he's been doing that for about I don't know 4 months off and on, but he's been really consistent. So I've been super proud of him playing. Um, so I surprised him this weekend. He turned 16 on Sunday, and yeah, it blows my mind. I'll go into that here in a second, but
I don't see him
I
that often, and like when I first met him, he was 12. I still think he's 12.
but he was a small 12, dude. Like he's finally doing the growing thing right now. Like in the past, I would say 8 months or so, he's grown a lot, and he's turned into like a young man now. His voice is doing his thing, and but anyways, I bought him that damn. Went there, surprised him. I was going back and forth on whether I want to go to the guitar center or kind of support one of the smaller local business shops here. So I ended up getting him a Squire Telecaster, used one, but it had been upgraded with some new pickups and blah 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 blah. And it was about like $70 more than like the entry level cheap ones. But I gave him my old amp. I gave him like all of my guitar stuff because it's just been sitting there for years, right? So, um, but right now, as we're starting to record, my whole ceiling above me is buzzing from the amp going, which is why I'm kind of fading off and texting him to shut the right now because I'm like, all I can hear is this damn guitar. So
I don't think it's getting picked up on the mic,
no,
but
it's not, but it's driving me nuts.
oh,
That's all I can hear. I'm
yeah,
pretty one tracked when it comes to stuff like that.
Parker's like, eh, I wasn't so sure my boys were gonna get into guitars, and they got guitars. It's probably 5 or 6 years ago, and now both of them, like my older son plays bass, my younger son plays whatever regular guitar,
Yeah,
and each of them has like 4 or 5 guitars, and they play all the time.
yeah, that's cool.
Parker's got like 6 guitars.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, our whole family is super musical. We sing. My dad was a semi-professional musician.
Hmm.
Like so, it.
I can't even sing in the shower. Like I have zero musical sense.
Hmm, I still support it. I still support you trying. It's one of my favorite things is to watch people just get after it, no matter how shitty it sounds. I'm not the guy that if somebody sings, like I think it's really lame when somebody starts to sing and then somebody will hit them with a, "Oh, you want to do a solo? You're so low we can't hear you," or "Don't quit your day job," or blah blah blah. Stuff drives me nuts, man. Just get after it. Get after it. Pretend you're in the shower. Roll them windows down when you're in the car. Sing it full blast. Go.
Yeah, I just
Let me
don't.
hear something. Let's go. Canada. Oh,
No,
Canada
not
again.
happening.
Yeah, come on. Oh, Canada.
It's not even close.
I don't even know the song. I can't even believe they have an anthem. I know the good
What?
ones.
What? We don't deserve an anthem?
No, I'm just you do deserve an anthem. I
Hey,
just don't
it,
deserve to know it.
it was Canada Day on Monday last week, after we recorded. So very important day.
Oh wow.
You didn't know July 1st was Canada Day, did you?
No, I mean, I did not. Thank you for letting me know, though, and happy Canada Day to
All our Canadian listeners,
all our Canadian
and
listeners.
happy
Yes,
Canada Day.
yes. And then over here in the great U.S. of A., we had our grand 4th of July here on Thursday, and it's now become preparation for my son's birthday because he's on the 5th, right? 16 years ago, I guess. Yeah, we spent 4th of July in the hospital, hoping he was just right on the cusp. He's like a couple hours past being a firecracker baby, but
Firecracker baby.
yeah, that's what we called him. Yeah, so but
What'd you do for
yeah,
July 4th this year?
I did absolutely zero. I stood at
Zero.
home. We did did some barbecuing and some in hell. Um, made some hamburgers. I got a barbecue
Oh,
for Father's Day. Yeah, so cracked in, broke in the Weber, some hamburgers and hot dogs and stuff, and had a low key. It was chill. It was good.
nice.
And then on Friday, I took my son out golfing on so we got out at like 7 o'clock.
I was gonna say, I hope it was early.
Yeah, no, I told him, I was like, because I looked all over the like a week and a half before. I was trying to find like a coastal course. That shit was all booked. Everything was booked. I
Of
mean,
course,
you
it's
gotta be
holiday day
yeah,
kind of
you gotta
thing.
be a little more ahead of that. But out here it was wide open. So I got an early tee time. Went out there with him and his buddy. It was pretty cool because his buddy, my son used to golf USGA kids golf, and we did like 2 seasons. I got to caddy him. It was like one of the coolest things I got to do for him as his father was to carry his bag and golf with him in that manner. And then he did it for about a couple years and then decided he wanted to stick with just baseball. And then a buddy of his, when they were like 8 or 9, wanted to start playing golf because Jerid was, and then Jerid quit, and now I play golf with this kid. And this dude's 16. He's a big kid. He was driving it just as far as me, every bit of 280, 300, like consistently. Kid whooped my ass. 16. It was humbling. But we got out of there. It was a great time, and I had a good time. Happy birthday, son! I love you. We had what a blast. He's a great kid, man. He deserves everything that he got. Oh, I did. We got the Wiener Warrior
The what?
Kalishnikov Glizzy Autos. Yeah, boy.
You want to
We got
explain
hot
that
dog
to the rest
autos.
of us? Hot dog
No,
autos.
everybody knows that. Yeah, except you, because you're a nerd.
At least you didn't say I'm old, because I knew that's what you were thinking.
No, I think you're spry. You're a
Really.
good dude. But
So
yeah,
how come I keep getting older in Bobby's pictures every single time?
because Bobby is the man, and you know what, I'm glad you said. So he had to, and I think it was a good idea. He switched over to a new account,
Yeah,
and he's going to stop collabing with our personals and keep it on the podcast because they were looking like just a bunch of meme things. But I could imagine, and I totally get it, and I think it's a great idea. But he was reposting all of the old memes. Man, that is so fun. Like, it is so fun to watch you age, faster than any living thing on earth. Oh man, I love it. I love it.
yeah. It's the Benjamin Butthole.
Yeah, don't worry. There's plenty more coming. I had a whole thing cooked up here, buddy. This is gonna be great. Ladies and
Oh,
gentlemen, please wait for the rapid aging of Denis Tyrell.
all right. Well,
Uh,
yours is coming. Don't worry.
yeah, it's all good. I got it. I deserve it too.
Mm.
But you know what I found out was that Bobby is going to be at Makers Camp this year.
Okay, I gotta pause you here and just talk about. So, if you guys don't know, we have show notes, and Jerid spells like a fourth grader.
I do.
And every time I read the notes, I have to decipher what the fuck he's trying to write. And you wrote, where was it?
Makers
Uh,
count.
Makers Count, and it's gonna be hotter than Hattie's next week. What else did you write? Finished up the honestly cutter.
Yeah, that's literally what it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You make me laugh because you can't spell. It's funny to me.
I can't spell. And I have a very, very, very bad learning disability, and I really appreciate you putting me on public
You,
blast right now and making yourself feel better for your good quality Canadian education and my dirty California public school stuff that didn't teach me, I before E except after Z and all that good stuff. I hope you feel good
you,
about yourself.
you're like
I hope you
Adam
feel good
Sandler.
about
You're
yourself.
like Adam Sandler in 50 First Dates. Pancakes.
Yeah, that's exactly it. If it wasn't for autocorrect, and autocorrect actually fucks me worse most of the time. So, uh,
Uh,
yeah. But yes, I get it, and I'm glad you get a nice
I do.
kick
So
out of
he's
that.
going to be at Maker's Camp.
But Bobby's going to be a Maker's Count, and I am so happy that we're finally going to get to meet the dude. Like,
Yeah.
I was bummed he didn't make it to Blade Show, um, but we're going to see him here in a couple months. So I'm looking forward to
If
that.
if I don't get off my ass and book the hotel, uh, we will be sleeping in a tent at Maker Camp, and I'm not doing that. So uh, we got to figure that out.
Yeah. Why don't you do
So
that while you're canceling all your classes next week?
just one
Hey.
class. Uh,
Oh yeah.
but well, back to July 4th. I Kim's out of town. She went to visit her son in Virginia,
Okay.
and won't be back till tomorrow night. So and she left Wednesday.
Oh wow.
So yeah, I was without plans. So I called up some friends who were going to be on the water. Um, uh, California Delta. I won't
Oh,
explain
that's
that for
why you.
people.
Okay, I get it now.
Yeah, no, I was driving to the Delta.
Yeah.
So went to Bethel Island.
Methyl
So
Island.
what?
It's called
Methyl
Methyl
Island.
Island.
um, and just went out boating and hung out, and it was awesome. It was hot, but we were sitting in the water the whole time, just
You
throwing
know
water
what I found
balloons.
out, dude?
Boats were
You
going.
have a pool, right?
Hmm.
Okay. So I don't have a pool, and we when I bought the house, I made a conscious decision to not put one in because I don't plan on staying here that long, right? And for the money it would have cost to put one in at the time, I didn't think I would ever see the value in it. I was completely wrong because, like, I would really have liked it. But in all seriousness, like, I don't plan on being here for that long, so I didn't want to spend that money to put the pool in, right? And my wife has bitched at me every single day for nixing that idea, and but she tells me there is a website now where you can rent your neighbors' pools by the hour like an Airbnb.
Who would want to do that?
Apparently everyone, because or a lot of people I should say, not everyone, but I mean, think about it. It's not a bad idea. I mean, if you have a pool and you're not getting any use out of it, right? You rent it by the hour for a certain amount of time. You have a barbecue, like they can get upwards of, $50 an hour to, 150 depending on the place. But and if you don't have a pool, you go and check that out. But I'm the same way as you. I was like, that is the most creepiest thing that I could think of. Like me getting my big ass out there and then somebody just walks out in their backyard and starts picking up dog shit or something. Like we're it doesn't seem too private, right? But we were looking at it and I was like, okay, fine. I'll consider it, right? And apparently I waited too long because all the spots in this one house got booked up. That's how in a matter of a couple hours. I've
Well,
never heard of this.
you know a guy that's 20 minutes away that has a pool that you can
I
swim in anytime you want.
I know, but it was 20 minutes away versus 5 minutes away. But
Jesus.
yeah, it's crazy. I was like, I I don't know. I'm just curious. Has anybody ever heard of that? I think it's crazy that everybody's making. I love it. I love
I believe
the
it. It
I love the passive income. That's like, that's the key to wealth is, trying to, making your money make money, right? And I think it's a cool idea, but it's fucking creepy.
it's interesting. Either my issue would be I'd want to go socialize with these people, and they probably don't want that.
Correct.
Like I'd want to go swimming because
Yeah.
I only get in the pool when there's people here. Like I
Okay.
never get like I'm almost never in the pool. I'll go in the hot tub, but not in the pool.
I gotcha.
I went in this morning because it was hot as blazes after I cut the grass.
Huh.
But yeah, that's I don't think I would do that. Either way, renting the pool or going to someone else's. Going to someone else's pool is even weirder.
Yeah, I think it's super weird. But anyways, back to the before my son started playing the guitar that I got him and we got super sidetracked there. I was talking about trying to etch AEBO in my
Back to
mind.
knives.
Yeah, in my mind's eye. And yeah, so Brent was saying he was having some different or some troubles or struggling with Magna Cut and ended up going a different route and you know. So I couldn't remember what you did to make it successful. So, anyways, it just thinking about it made me move on. So I just grabbed an old fucking a cutoff of a sandmine billet that I had shaped into a. I'll butcher it here for you. A Nesmuck, is that the name of the
Mm-hmm.
style? Just
That's
the way
much.
the cutoff was, kind of lended it to that shape. It's got a really pokey, like pickaxe handle. It's gross, but I found some old cutoffs from some scales that I had made that fit it perfect. Like, I mean, they're fucking thin, dude. They're like, it's like a half inch. The handle's like a half inch tall. It's
And
crazy.
this was
Oh,
you did this with stock removal, right?
what?
You stock removaled it. You didn't like you weren't
No, yeah,
sinking
it
it.
was an old sandmine billet. Yeah, so I
Yeah.
cut the whatever knife at. I don't even remember now, but that whatever was left kind of lended it to that. I was gonna try to do like a Kirdashi or something like that, but I decided we'll try something different. So I did grind that though. That was the only thing I did this weekend, um, which is a bummer because that was 4 days, but it was super hot. And coming off of in the beginning of the week, because last week was the first week that I got finally time to get back into the shop, and ended up finish up this the honestly cutter. So it's called the honestly cutter because my buddy that um bought the knife, he says, honestly, honestly, like every second. Like every time he's telling the story, he wants to tell you, like, honestly, I think you know about. And I'm like, dude. So I called it the honestly cutter because everything is something and then cutter.
Okay.
Because so that was legit. Other than that, I'm your pinpoint on the can't spell.
All
But
right.
so what happened was that I had some knives from Blade Show and I sold the Intrepid, the stonewashed micarta OD green. I took those to work, and somebody bought that, which I was pretty stoked about. And then I finished up that knife, and then I had one of the pear cutters left over with the copper um, epoxy copper handles, copper pins and stuff. It was
Mm-hmm.
really nice. It was my favorite one out of all of them that went. So he bought that, and and his chef knife, and we arranged for me to go ahead and meet up with him. And so the first time I ever did it's not the first time, but it was the coolest time. We met up at the Wendy's down the street from your house in the parking lot there. And it was kind of, I always laugh when I'm, holding knives and showing knives on the back of in the back of his tailgate in the middle of a parking lot in California, right? Like we get a lot of weird looks. But I was super nervous, right? So Dennis, like, I don't have that much experience with actually, with that process, right? So
You mean the sales process?
the
Like
well, like the yeah. So I've sold a few knives, right? And but this like hand delivering and like seeing somebody, but I think what happened was that I was
This was a
really,
guy you
really
knew? This is a guy you
I
knew?
know him. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I know him. But still, it was probably because it's most expensive knife I've ever sold. Um, and I had been working on it for I've had all this stuff for a long time. Like there's a lot of people that are like, Jerid, make me a knife, Jerid, make I'm like, guys, just hold on, hold on, hold on, right? Like, so this knife a year ago would have been an entirely different knife, right? So and I was just like telling him, just like, hold on, like things are getting better. I'm learning a lot more. You know, it's all gonna pay off in the end. And so I'm driving there, and like I started getting anxiety, and like like my stomach started getting I was tensing up. I was like, dude, he's gonna hate it. Like I know he's gonna fucking hate it. And I'm like about to ask for a certain amount of money, and I'm like, oh my god. So, but that's me. That's
Yeah,
I
you're
participate in
definitely
those.
overthinking it. I've seen
I
those knives.
Yeah. So I guess thank you. But so I will meet up with him, and we go, like I said, he pulls him out on the tailgate, and he looks at it, and I literally, this is so cool, Dennis. It was probably one of the coolest things that has happened from making. Was like I could see his kind of like trepidation, or like like am I gonna get a pile of shit here and have to pay my buddy because we did this, he put all his work in. But I watched his face go from like kind of serious as he took it out, and they looked at it, and it just lit up. He was just like, I could tell he was happy with it, like he was very pleased. And then
That's
the
awesome.
the compliments start coming, like, oh my god, the pictures don't do it justice, and blah 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 blah. And like, and I was such a good feeling, man. And I want more of that. Like it really sparked like some things, which is like emotions and drive, right? To continue to be better, right? Because every knife that I make, I personally pick apart, right? And I
I
think a
know
lot
you
of us
do.
do that, right? I know a lot of us do that, right? But like, and I'm serious when I say like, I really, really struggle with, finishing things because I always wanted to be better. But that was really validating, and it was super cool. Um,
Nice. Congrats.
Thanks. But so I sold 3 knives last week.
That's awesome. Hey, I sold 3 knives over the weekend. That's cool. They
See,
come in threes.
they come in threes. And
Yeah,
I got some more orders and stuff too. Now, if I can
it's
just not
awesome.
be depressed and living
And this
on
is
the
supposed to
sun.
be the slow month. This is so far, July's been a really good month for me.
It's been
So
my best month ever. Easy to do, but yeah, there's lots more time here. So yeah, that was cool though. But that I was super pleased with that low layer um, Damascus, 11 layers, 15 and 20, 1080, 1084. The Koa handle came out fucking beautiful from Haikoa, Jerid over at Haikoa. I was super pleased. So
that's awesome.
it was good.
I was getting after it over the last 4 days. I took July 4th off, but Friday, Saturday, Sunday, man, I've been just a working machine. Um, like just knives, getting this knife done, not done, but furthering, like getting the video in the can because I thought I was going to have classes all week. Getting the video in the can for this coming Triple T on Thursday. We'll talk about last week's Triple T, which I really loved. So did a lot of work on that knife. Um, Parker just left, and we just finished a batch of sharpening attachments, so those are back in stock. Um, Clean the shop. The shop is finally back to normal, like not boxes of crap and parts everywhere. So yeah, that was. I even made progress. Remember that basket weave we were going to do, the basket split?
Yeah.
I got that to a point where I cut up. I ground that thing clean, stacked it up,
Yours,
TIG weld.
your side and mine.
Yeah, it's going to be one. We'll
Nice.
split it and then
Nice.
we'll
Yeah.
make 2 slices after we
Cool.
rejoin it. But if weather would have cooperated, I think I would have forge welded that thing together and then split it. But it's too hot for that kind of thing right now. So
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I felt like I was super productive over the last 3 days. And then of course, since I got Damascus classes coming up, I like to grind all this steel clean so it's all ready. I don't want to spend the first hour when someone's here
Yeah.
grinding mill scale. So I got all that done, cut up. Um, so yeah, it's been awesome. Sold two of the um, sand tigers from the ones I had a blade.
Nice.
Sold the ABL chef knife. Two mag chucks this weekend I had to make. Yeah, it's been crazy, but productive. So been happy about it.
Oh, tale of two tales there, buddy. Tale of two tales.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been good. Trying to, like when my wife's around, like you feel guilty about being in the shop all the time, but since she's not here, I'm just using this time to work my ass off and
Ah, it's well spent. Yeah.
get
It's well
get ahead
spent.
of things.
Yeah, and I had the opposite. I suppose we had a lot of family time, a lot of
Well, that's good.
chill time. So it was cool.
That's
I mean, it wasn't bad, but like
yeah,
I couldn't get out there, so didn't
yeah,
want to apparently.
yeah.
But I'm gonna kind of do something that I really hate to do. It's probably my least favorite thing on the it's ranking up there, you know? It's really, really high up there with like my least favorite things to do. But you know, um, I say a lot too. I figured that out. But you did a fucking bang up job, fantastic last week with our newest sponsor to the show, Koi at Baker
Well,
Forged and Tool. If
well,
you're looking
thank
for
you.
some premium steel pattern welded, I think they just dropped some Riptide and Ladder last couple days ago. It's probably gone now, but that stuff looked killer. So make sure you go check out Baker Forged and Tool. Use the discount code triple T10. I have a funny story about that here in a second, and get yourself some awesome steel and support some awesome guys. And
Yeah.
but you did a fucking fantastic job interviewing him,
Well,
man.
It,
It was
it
something that
was easy because I was generally interested in all of the questions that I had, so
and
they
that's
were
what
coming up
when him
naturally.
yeah, when him and I were talking, I was like, because we're not a guest heavy show, right? That's not what we're doing. So for everybody that always asks, I'm flattered, we're flattered, and eventually we'll get there. But our lane is not really guest
Yeah,
orientated, so
it's
we'll
not
we
an
work them
interview
in.
show.
Yeah, we'll work them in when we can, and there'll be plenty of them, but it's not the main focus. But when I was talking with Coy, because he was like, hey, I'm just waiting for and I was like, yeah, because listening to you two Damascus nerds, it's going to be interesting to a lot of people, right? And you did a great job though. Like that was good to see you two guys or hear you guys go back and forth, and I think it was a great episode. I cannot believe it was that long.
Yeah, that was it. Flew by, and I had questions I didn't even ask, so we'll have to
Yeah,
save that for next time.
for
But
sure.
it's fascinating, like the whole, like as you know, Brent and Ryan, and those guys talk about like production knives. Production Damascus interests me as much as like doing the batch work that interests Brent. Like that's to me, that's crazy interesting. And like
Yeah, that's your jam.
multiple lines set up in the shop and what machines do what and how he optimizes, all amazing stuff. So
Yeah, and
if you
I
haven't
watched
heard
him.
last week's episode and you're interested in Damascus, go listen to about Koi and hear what Koi does at Baker Forge to optimize and how just the decisions they make about what machines to put out and how to use them is fascinating to me.
Yeah, and he, yeah, on a production scale, like it's
Right.
for a guy like me that I've had the opportunity to forge quite a bit of quite a few billets with you and learn and a a one-on-one type of environment, but it's one billet. You know, these guys are cranking out hundreds and hundreds. And I saw a really
A
cool
week.
reel of him um, forging on the power hammer with the sun, dude. That was super cool. I don't know if
Yeah,
you caught that one.
I did. That was awesome.
Yeah, but in addition to all of that, they also have the the gator piss etchant, which came out with probably my favorite meme of all time. It's a little weird though with the udders that you kind of fucking made it weird with this udder gator, but yeah.
That's
When
what
I
he
was
said.
down
It
in
had to be a gator with an udder.
yeah, it and AI freaked out about it a little bit, but it came out cool, man. I think it was super cool, but you know, also Baker Forges and Tool get you gator piss there. Discount code TTT10.
Lots of TTs.
You get it with the
Yeah, I
udders?
get it. Of
Yeah,
course.
that was good, huh? Hey,
Oh, jeez.
all right, that's good.
Uh,
So yeah, good stuff. And fuck off. Yeah, you did a great job. That's the whole. That's the whole point of it. Is you did a
uh,
fantastic job. Which
it's
is ironic that it's not ironic, but I think it's weird because I think I've made a conscious choice here for the next couple months to strictly stay with mono steel, probably stainless, maybe CR 80 CRV2. I have some steel of that I want to get through, but definitely I think that's kind of the avenue that I'm going to go here to kind of hone in. Um, and plus two, like trying to make things that I think are movable for myself. But in at Blade Show in Florida, talking with a bunch of people, and I'm not saying anybody does this, but I know that it's a possibility for me. Is my drive to learn more about making a quality tool for the kitchen has led me to know that there's lots more to do. Need a lot more reps, right? And but I'm also thinking about a price point to put them, these into people's kitchens and hands. Kind of lends more to a mono steel stainless type of thing for myself for Echo Blades. And that's kind of what I leaned on because like I said, people can hide behind Damascus pattern. I think you can
yeah.
cover a lot of things up, right? And
And
I'm not that I'm saying anybody does, but for me, I don't want to do that. I just want to keep it low, and I don't want to fuck up a nice expensive, piece of my own or Baker Forge and Tool or any kind of Damascus. So that's kind of the route that I'm consciously making as my next goal is to just kind of stick in this realm for reps and for chops and to see
yeah.
if I can
And
get more pieces out there for feedback.
when you're talking kitchen cutlery,
Yeah.
there's a lot more to it than I'm going to put a swedge on it and I'm going to make a nice profile. I mean,
Yeah.
there's, the whole edge geometry and cutting ability
Yes.
and all that
Yep.
stuff's way more important than it is way more important than is it fancy Damascus or not.
Yep.
And honestly, I'll, I'll do once in a while, I'll do Damascus kitchen cutlery, but um, I've said this many times to you. I mean, I probably said it on this show. It's high priced. And unless you really have a market of professional chefs or just people with a lot of money, those are hard to move.
Yeah.
like, whereas, like, I much prefer making AEBL kitchen cutlery or stainless, whatever stainless you want to use,
Sure.
stainless kitchen cutlery. I think the average chef, the average home cook, I should say, um, will take care of that better.
Yeah,
And,
there's less maintenance involved, right? And
right.
I that's just what I'm pushing right now.
Yeah.
That's my pitch, that's my sell, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
And I think it's like I said, it's a conscious choice and I think it's it suits me right now with where I'm at in my making journey is to I love Damascus. I love making it. I love using it. I love etching it. There's nothing wrong, right? It's a beautiful. But I'm gonna stay in this lane for a while and let all these other cats get after it with their cool stuff.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of kitchen cutlery, I was thinking the other day that so the one pattern that I do, the K-tip Gyoto,
Hmm.
it's a pretty big knife. Like I think it's about a 9-inch blade, which is
Hmm.
really big for most people. I like really I like big knives, but I know many people don't. So I'm probably gonna get some water jet blanks cut of that pattern, but in 7-inch, or
Yeah,
maybe
that's what.
even a Santoku.
Yeah, so I have a Santugo style myself, but and I don't know what this other one is. I've heard Honsaki, I've heard Gyoto. It's kind of like a hybridly thing. But nevertheless, I'm about
You're not going to pronounce it or spell it right anyway, so it's kind
yeah,
of a
that's for sure.
combination.
Yeah, I'll have to really, really, really another language. Get out of here, man. That's too much. But all of them have been around a little over 7.25, 7.5. I think is the longest. That's kind of been the wheelhouse. But I used the knife that I made Lynn a year and a half ago, a year or something like that, which is just maybe 6. And I it performed well. I was very happy with it.
Good.
It was a small. It was definitely not as tall as I wanted. Like that's one thing that I learned from my first couple knives was that heel height is important, and can really affect the performance. And that's been the feedback that I've got from a handful of the knives that I put out. So, but overall, the thing kicked ass. So I think a petty style, 6-inch or whatever that is a good option, right? I
Yeah.
think that's what I was going. So I haven't made the full size chef yet myself, but
Yeah. I'm toying with. I gotta um, put an order in that get some blanks cut, so I might add that to them. And putting in orders just reminded me of the massive order I just put in at my favorite knife making shop, Maritime Knife Supply. Um,
yes,
yeah. So for all of your, I'll tell you what I just ordered. I get everything at Maritime. I ordered 40 feet of steel. No, 40, no, sorry, 44 feet of steel. I ordered some G10 liners. I ordered some pins. I ordered some G10 Damascus, which I had seen other people make. And then I was like, oh, I'm going to get me some of those. Awesome deal on those. Um, so got some of those. What else did I get? Geez, I got so much. Oh, I got some belts. The old buy 10 get one free. So I got myself some belts, some VSM ceramics.
nice,
Um, geez, I got like 3 or 4 other things. Like I spent $700 at Maritime.
nice.
Um, See, I haven't put an order in a while, so I figured I better get after it.
I
So
am I am due myself. I am due myself.
yeah.
I was
So
just realizing it.
everyone out there, when you need stuff for knife making, go check out Maritime Knife Supply. They have it all. They have stuff you haven't even thought of yet.
That's true. And Lawrence is a pretty cool dude.
Very cool.
And not to mention stuff that you don't know is there is that our awesome sponsor Two Bastards Hammers now has an exclusive Two Bastards hammer only available at Maritime Knife Supply called the Vaquero. Go check it out. It's got a new finish. It's a definitely probably a little fatter peen than the average fat peen. So if you want to get your hand on that fat peen, go check out Maritime for a Two Bastards exclusive.
The Vaquero.
The
What's Vaquero mean in
Vaquero.
English?
Cowboy, dude. Come on.
Is that what it is?
Sure.
Are you just, do you know, or you just, I'm testing your background here.
Come on, dude. I'm the worst Mexican in the history of the world. Trust me.
Oh, trust you on which part that you're the worst to the long
Trust
run?
me. Yeah. Go ahead. Do your
Vaquero?
Google translation, bro.
All right. So it's the cowboy hammer.
Sure. Maybe. Do you believe
Oh,
me or not? I'm curious.
no, now I'm, it's subtly coming back to me that that's what it means. So,
Okay. All right.
uh, and I tell you
Oh yeah.
what I could use this after this weekend. I'm looking at my hands and they're all cut up, they're all mangled. I need me some of this pelican paste hand salve. I got to get some of that, and you guys should too for making those work hands soft. Of course, they have hard wax, soft wax, pelican oil. Get it all at pelicanpaste.com. Discount code triple T10. That's lots of T's, TT's, and 10. Triple T10. Pelican Paste. Get some.
For all your premium knife wax needs,
Yep.
pelicanpaste.com.
And then
Discount
you
code.
will smell like an orange.
You will smell like an orange. A really
Yeah.
good Florida
What,
orange.
what's wrong with that?
Nothing. I used the shit out of it on my on the Honestly cutter. And I need to do an order myself. Think I'm going to do I am going to do the little tins to
Oh,
include
yeah.
with all the knives. That's going to
Nice.
happen. So,
You got to tell that story about the tin from Blade Show.
okay, Travis, mystery solved. And him and I both figured it out, I think, because there was only one option it could be. So, while we were at Blade Show, our beautiful sponsor, Travis Haynes, comes up, hands Dennis and I two samples of a hard wax and a soft wax, one of each. Put it on the table in the bag. This is now what, 3 weeks later. I finish up a knife and I go grab the old soft wax because I wanted to try that out. And I open it up and there's a giant finger dip in there, like someone bullet holed my soft wax. And I sent Travis a text message, and I was like, "Are you fucking with me, dude? Like, am I mad? Am I not doing my job, or like what's going on, man?" And he's like, "What the hell?" You know, like he's like, "How? That's not possible. Like, how could that happen?" And then I was like, "I don't know, dude." Like, and then I thought about it, and I was like, "Dennis, did you use some of this wax while we were out there, and I got your tin?" And yeah, he put his grubby ass Canadian hand all in my orange soft wax. So you owe
You
me
like it
half a
every other
tin.
time I do it.
Yeah, but now my fucking I need the hard wax. But
And I didn't even remember that I had used it. And then you asked me, and I said no. And then I sat there and I thought, wait a second, I did coat some blade because everyone has their grubby hands at Blade Show, and remember I usually carry a little
oh,
bottle
you
of
broke
mineral
that.
oil,
Yeah.
and it broke and smashed all over the floor behind our table. We were slip sliding away for a couple hours. Um, and yeah, so that's when I used some of that wax instead, the soft wax to.
Yeah, well, I got your tin. Thanks.
Oh, you're
Appreciate it.
welcome.
Thank you.
Hey,
And then on top of all of that, I had the folks over at Brunt Boots were gracious enough to send me another pair of boots that so I bought the Marins, both the stock one, and then I like those so much, and I thought the black color that they had was pretty cool. So I bought both of those, and then they didn't sell me, they reached out to me, we talked, and they sent me a pair of the Bulldogs, the slip-on type ones, because I love the Marins, but I've been really wanting a slip-on boot because it's just easier, you know. But I do like the Chelsea style, the lower top ones. And when we talked in Makers Camp, that's what I had recommended, and so they came out with one. It's called the Omen, and they sent me one, and I tried them out today, man. Oh my god, they are the business. So
Hmm.
that's what I wear when I'm in the shop is a brunt boot. And if you're interested in giving them a try, you can try the discount code EchoBlade10 for $10 off your first purchase of $60 or more. And these boots are already at a steal. So if you're looking to try them, go try that out and use the discount code EchoBlade10.
Yeah, and I'm gonna back this one up, and we should have talked about them a long time ago.
I agree.
Um, I also wear brunt boots in the shop. I have a pair of the steel toed. And at first, when I don't know why I got steel toed, it's not like I really needed them, but now I love them. Um, and I think the best um, success story, whatever you want to call it, on brunt boots is Maker Camp last year
I agree.
when we are sitting with water, and I'm not exaggerating, 4 or 5 inches deep. My feet did not get wet the entire weekend, and my over the top of my boots, over the laces, and not a stitch of water inside of the boots. And I still wear them every day. So
Yep.
love those boots. So get yourself some brunt boots. I really like them.
Yep.
And I kind of have mine loosely laced, so they're kind of slip-ons. But
They
I'm
drive
thinking,
me nuts the way you have those on, but you get them in and out quick. So I try not to bust your balls about it, but it is an interesting setup. I just want you guys to know.
I'm all about the lazy when it comes
Yeah.
to like in and out of the boots.
Oh man,
But
those omens, they're fuck it, man. I'm a big fan, and I like I said, I love my Marins, and they kept me nice and dry at Maker's Camp when we were flint napping in a foot of water. It felt like.
well, that's when we noticed it, and we're looking down and we can't see our feet because the water was up to our ankles.
Yeah. I got some video footage to back that up too. So, but yeah, if you are interested in looking for some, go give them a try and use that code EchoBlades10.
Hmm. Well, I'm going to talk about the Triple T video from last week because I was thrilled to have a guest on the video.
Who'd you have?
Um, so the Triple T before that, I had done. I'm doing this. I'm doing redoing the intermediate series, and I decided to do a differential heat treat on this Bowie knife. Obviously, it's hidden tang. Well, I figured, because last time I did the intermediate series, I did it with Damascus. This time I figured I would do a differential heat treat. So the first time, of course, I put clay on, heat treated it, and it cracked. Okay, that's not, not necessarily a problem. Blades just crack in differential heat treats. Like you are trying to stress the blade. It's just not good for the blade. Um, so I needed to redo the blade, get it to the point where, I to make up the video to make up for where I was in the video. So, and then I thought, well, instead of just doing that same thing again, let's call an expert. So I gave Trey Hill a call from Third Hill Customs, who happens to be my maker spotlight this week. So if you don't know Trey, you should. And I want to tell this story, and I said it in the video, where I met Trey last year at Maker Camp, and I'm doing, strolling. I'm not looking at every table. I'm just kind of strolling down one of the aisles, one of the rows, and out of the corner of my eye, I see this rack of knives, and they're all differentially heat treated. They have these incredible, some of the best Hamones I've ever seen. And I did the what? Back up 2 steps. I'm looking at him. I'm looking at him. And I'm looking at the blades. I'm like, holy crap! And so it was just funny. And then I got to talking to him, and he had watched my videos, and I was like, damn, like these are some of the best Hamones I've ever seen. Like really, really awesome. So I reached out to Trey to, hey, and I talked to him at this Maker Camp just past, quizzed him a bit about
Blade show.
his sorry, Blade Show. Thank you. We were talking about Maker Camp. It was confusing me. About his process, and he's like, "Yeah, man, anytime you want to go through it." And I said, "Hey, maybe I'll get you on a triple T, and we'll talk about it." So most of the video was Trey just doing a brain dump of how he does his differential heat treats from the Hamon clay that he uses, which is a game changer. First of all, I switched to that clay, and so that is the immediate improvement. I'll talk about that in a second. And just like his prepping of the steel, how he actually does the quench, like physically does the quench, like an interrupted quench. So good, goes in the oil for like 3 or 4 seconds and then comes out of the oil, almost to the point where it flashes, but then back in the oil. So just some interesting process. So I followed that to a T, and I definitely got the best Hamon that I've ever done on this blade.
To a triple T. That would have been good.
um, and so I'm excited to finish this thing out and see. Like, I think I'm even going to get like the wispy, ashy kind of parts of the Hamon that I've never really gotten on a Hamon before. Maybe a tiny bit in a couple of places, but so far it looks really, really good. And just, I mean, in fact, in fact, Trey and I did this twice because we recorded, and then because we're doing this on Google Meet, and then I'm trying to record it with QuickTime. And so the first time we did this whole hour and a half, and it was only getting my audio and not his, so that I had to call
Oh,
him up and say,
what a bummer.
"Hey, can we do this again?" And so he was kind enough to, like, the next day completely redo it again for me.
Oh,
And
yeah, he's a good dude.
yeah,
That's a solid right there. That sucks.
yeah. But it was I'm the process is amazing that he goes through, and just the fact that he polishes the blade up to 30,000 grit before he etches it.
What?
Yeah, 30,000.
Wow.
And just the way he's got a really unique process of doing this, and
Yeah.
he can get a blade up to 30K in about an hour.
Wow.
It's incredible, and the way he does it is awesome. I
Wow.
mean, he uses like
Wow.
one of those reciprocating tools.
Yeah.
The um, it's like a finishing tool, like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like the
Yeah.
little, uses one of those with a sanding
Yeah.
stone
Stone. Yeah.
CA glued to it.
Nice.
Yeah, so really cool. I don't think I'm going to be going to 30K because I don't want that shiny look on mine because it's a buoy, but I'll see
Yeah.
what I do. But the clay, the guys from Nuclear Systems, gave me um, some of the, just coincidentally, stopped by and gave
Yeah.
me some of their Hamon clay and some anti-scale, which I haven't used yet. And then I'm talking to Trey, he goes, "Oh yeah, and I use this," and he picks up the Hamon 1800. I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I have some of that." So I was excited because I already had it, and that stuff goes on. Like, you can basically, I put it in per tray. I put it in like a squirt bottle, like one of those Star
Gotcha.
Bond squirt
Yeah. Yeah.
bottles,
Yeah.
and you can draw with it. It's like so much easier.
Oh, that's cool.
No more templates. I just draw layout lines and just do what it works perfectly. So
Awesome.
and that clay is like, you have to scrape it off with a scraper. Like, it does not come off. Like, you have to, like, it's like you're taking, it's like you're grinding away soapstone almost. Like, it's really, really hard, and it sticks to the blade, which I think is its insulating process properties. So um, yeah. Anyway, I'm thrilled with how that knife is turning out. I'm excited to get it finished. So if you haven't watched now last week's Triple T with Trey Hill, definitely go check it out. He's got some wisdom to bestow when it comes to Hamons. So go check it out.
Yeah,
And
that's
this
awesome,
week,
dude. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, and this coming week, I get up to, we do the guard and like fit the guard and then fit the handle block and square up the handle block, which is quite a bit of work to do that step. That's usually the parts that people have the most issues with. So we'll talk more about that next week.
Nice. Yeah, I just wanted to say that I remember the couple years ago when you came back to the table and you were like, Jerid, I just saw the most badass Hamones on a that I've seen in a long time. You got to go check out. And so I went over there and I checked Trey's stuff out, and I was just like, and to be honest with you, I hadn't really seen that much and I didn't know enough to be overly whelmed, like overwowed. But I was like, oh, well, Denis said this is the business. This is the business. And then after seeing that, you go back and start looking at other stuff and you're like, yeah, that's not the same. That stuff's special. So yeah,
Yeah.
Trey's the man. And that's some amazing, amazing stuff.
And one of the things I really took away from that video and talking to him is, first of all, his success rate, or let's talk failure rate. Failure rate's about 20 to 30%. So in 10 knives, two or three are going to fail, just crack. Just, you're if you're not failing a little bit when you're doing differential heat treats, you're not going to get a lot of action. Like you want to dance on that edge, right? But he said the other part is, out of the 7 knives that are left, he might be happy with 3 of them.
Mm.
Like, a couple like might be okay, but the ones that he's really going to polish out to 30K, so he really, like, what he considers top quality knives is like 30 or 40% of the knives that he actually heat treats, which is like
Wow.
crazy. That's a lot of
But I think
work.
it's a good point to, to make sure that you highlight the fact that, there is a not 100% success rate with that style of, heat treating, and, some failures to be expected and okay.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you get that caliber of work, you're you're a perfectionist and you want the best, and he definitely strives for that. So yeah, go check
Nice.
him out.
Maybe I will too. I did not watch the video. I feel
Hear
like an
that,
ass.
folks? Jerid did not watch the video.
I did not do my job. But now I have something to look forward to, so fuck off.
Not me in the regular videos, but when Trey's in them.
No, I skip right over those, dude.
Who you
Until
got this
you
week?
I have a maker by the name of Rust and Timber. That's Rust dot and dot Timber. And she's from Alberta, Canada. And I don't know. I think she followed me or so, I don't know, but I came across it, and I think her name is Tara, I believe. Um, and I saw a video of her just kind of like talking about what she does, and she uses a lot of reclaim, repurpose steels and old tools and crap like that, but makes some new stuff. And I started checking her stuff out, and I just think it's super interesting. Um, and I like what she does, and I thought it would be cool to give her a shout out. And she's got 1,102 followers, and I just thought it would be cool to get her, our other 4 listeners out there to make sure they go check her out. And female maker is cool because there there's more and more, I'm becoming aware of too. But I just think it's really cool, and I'm digging what she's doing. So make sure you go check it out at, what did I say? Rust dot and dot timber on Instagram and Threads, apparently.
Nice. I'll have to go check it out. Right now, it's not loading for me right now for some reason. Oh, I don't know. Instagram is having an issue.
Huh.
I see it now. Yeah, some nice work.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And another Canadian. I don't get it. It's
The
not on
Canadian
purpose, I tell you that.
the Canadian invasion Continues.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, that's mine. Make sure you go check those out, and obviously go check Trey out. What is his? Third Hill.
Third Hill. So the number 3, Third Hill Customs. No dots, nothing. Third Hill Customs.
Nice.
Go check out Trey.
Cool.
So a couple things I want to mention. First off, I'm really sad that, number one, I ended up selling the foosball table before I got to kick Jerid's ass at foosball. So we will have to put that on hold until we happen to find a table somewhere and I can kick his ass and video it, because he thinks it's a dumb game that anybody can play. Any retort you want before I go into my next one?
IDGF.
DGF.
IDGF. That's what the
What
kids say when they don't give a fuck.
I'm old. Don't use acronyms.
I know. I just thought about that when you're like, I mean, you play foosball. You don't got to say you're old. The hell? You're Santa Claus over here freaking trying to whoop me up in some wooden man ball game. It's I can. You know what's hilarious is I had so many people like, if you don't know how to play foosball, you're gonna get your ass whooped, and I'm like, I don't care. I'm gonna downplay this no matter what, even if I lose, win, whatever. That's my stance on this.
Hey, it wouldn't have been a big deal. You said the game was easy.
I still think it is, and then it'll happen, Dennis. I'm very, very, very.
One day we're gonna walk into some place that has a foosball table,
Some Canadian pizzeria, and we're gonna get I get
right.
it. Yep. But it was funny. He just so you guys know how serious he is about this. I get a text message on it was Friday, and he's like, "Dude, are you working?" And I'm like, "No, it's my son's birthday." And he's like, "Oh shit, I got a big problem." I'm like, "Oh, fuck. All right. What is it? What is it?" I'm generally concerned, right? My buddy calls and says he got a problem. I'm like, "What is it?" And he goes, "Someone's coming to pick up the foosball table, and I was hoping you could stop by and I could whoop your ass." So I was
I
like,
did say that.
I know, not happening. Not today. I would have if I was working, but so tough shit.
So it sounds like the weekend of the 20th and 21st, we're going to be at Rick's place. Right? You're looking at
Yeah.
me like you're confused.
No, I was looking. Before we go there, I was just looking at when I pulled up the Maker Spotlight. I just noticed that Travis over at Pelican Pace is working up a new batch of shop hands that you were just talking about. So we got some new hand juju up in the works here.
All right, I'm gonna need it.
So yeah, you do.
So
So I found out that, so I have a golf tournament in Reno in a couple weeks, and so I hit up my buddy Rick Hall and was like, "Hey, I'm gonna be up there." And he's like, "Come on down," and I'm like, "Cool. Finally, I'm gonna get some fucking one-on-one time with fucking Rick, and Denis won't be around, and like we're just gonna
you
hang
invited me,
out. We're
you
gonna
dick.
fucking just totally, I'm gonna get the one-on-one, the lessons from a maker that I admire, and blah 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 blah. I let Denis know, and all of a sudden he's free and he's coming. So
You invited me, you dick.
no way. Rick and I both don't want you there. No, I'm kidding.
Did he tell you what my idea was and what we're gonna do?
Yeah, he did.
Okay,
And I said, I'm not participating in it because you and I are gonna ignore him the whole time.
Oh no, we're doing it.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
I've been wanting to do this on the channel for a while. This is going to be a little fun build off. So myself, Jerid, and Rick are all going to have. We got to put some kind of time limit on this. I think we should do it in like an hour, maybe 2 hours. We'll give ourselves 2 hours, and we're going to make throwing knives And then after the 2 hours, we're going to test them. So there'll be two components, the making and then the throwing. And then and I suggest all this, and then Rick's like, "Oh yeah, I used to throw knives and blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Oh Jesus."
That's what you
So
get.
I think he's going to have an in here, but it should be fun. It'll be some good content if nothing else.
Yeah, that's cool. That sounds like fun for real. No,
Because
I was just joking. I did invite you.
because Rick and I were talking, and every time him and I get together, we have these grand plans, and albeit the grand plans usually turn out really well. Like the first time we spent a weekend together, we made the ocean sunset pattern, and which I made that dagger out of, which is still my favorite build.
Hands down, hands down
Yeah. So
for me too. I should just
yeah,
say.
yeah, I love that pattern. I love that knife, the way it turned out.
Yeah,
But that was like 2 really long days of forging, and we didn't really get a chance to relax.
yeah,
It was like go, go, go the whole time. And then the last time he came here to my shop, we decided we were going to make Damascus hammers. And the same
yep.
thing, forge, forge, forge. And it's like, so this time we're going to do something a little more chill where we have time to relax. Plus, I think it's going to be hotter than Hattie's there. And um, yeah, you just clued in, right?
I was just thinking how what yeah yeah, that was great. It's good.
Um, yeah, we might need the time in the air conditioning. So yeah, so that'll be fun on the 20th, 21st, and then I've finally booked my slot with Mike Bagnino to take my folder class, which is going to be beginning of August. So
It's weird how that works, huh? I invite you along, and you leave me out. Hmm.
hey, that's not my doing. Mike's at his
No, man,
shop.
I talked to Mike. I talked to Mike at Blade, and I got a different story, dude.
Oh, you
Sorry,
liar!
I got a completely different story. But what's all good. Whatever, whatever you want. Make fun of my spelling and leave me out of cool things. Whatever.
um, but yeah, so yeah, that's that's my life right now.
Yeah.
Oh, and Sand Sharks, update on the Sand Sharks. Pre-orders are almost all out. I got 3 more to ship out because apparently I can't count and I miscounted the linear rails. So they're coming in tomorrow, I think. So they'll be out in a couple of days. There was a snag. So I have my son Parker helping me, and there's this. If you haven't seen the Sand Shark, there's a plate that the motor mount attaches to, and it's got holes in it, and they're tapped, and they're offset a little, which I kind of forgot, and they're offset so that the motor lines up with the slide plate, and then the arm. There's no collision with the arm and the motor mount and any of that. Well, when he was putting them together, he flipped some of those plates, and then I noticed. And then I thought, oh, because I was thinking those holes were centered and it didn't matter, but I forgot that they were offset. And I even put in the instructions, hey, if you want the motor on the left, you can, or the right, you can change it. You can't change it. The motor must be on the left. So I had to email a whole bunch of people and say, hey, yeah, when you get it, flip the motor plate over so that the motor is coming from the left. Um, so I have fixed the instructions, and now it'll be resolved.
Has
So
anybody got one yet? I haven't seen.
oh yeah, yeah, a bunch of people. A couple of people have posted already. I've been tagged in a few posts. So
Hmm.
yeah, they started arriving at people's probably Wednesday last week. Probably a couple people got them Friday, and then others will get them um, probably tomorrow, Monday. Um, and then drop 2 also got shipped Friday, so that will start to arrive this coming week. So depending on where you live. So yeah, the first 47-ish should be delivered pretty much by end of the week. the next week. There's some going to Canada, so those will probably take a little longer. But yeah, so
nice.
success there. And
Congratulations, man. Yeah,
I'm on to the regular orders and trying to get the parts ordered for the next batch. That is the actual production line of them. And there's already a couple orders, even though they're back ordered. There's a couple orders on those already, so
nice.
That's cool. But I hope they'll be actually in stock in maybe a couple of weeks.
All right. So I got to know. I think the rest of the world wants to know before we head out of here. How was your first week of being a loser? I mean, retired. No.
it was kind of weird. Mind you, it was a short week and July 4th and all of that, but
right.
It was different. Like Monday morning, not going to work and just walking downstairs and having coffee. Oh, and I should say, the reason, and I think I mentioned this, the reason we sold the foosball table is so that, we have a loft at the top of the stairs there when it's got a couple exercise things in there. We wanted to make that a bigger exercise room. So I've been working out every morning, then going down to the shop. And so that's been really cool. And just, I still have like a regiment. Like I want to get up, work out, be downstairs in the shop by 8:00.
Sure.
And then, put in a full day and but it's been really good. Yeah, no. Yeah, it was weird Monday, not kind of getting on a meeting. Like I usually have a Monday morning call, not getting on that. But it was a little different because I was still working on all these sand sharks. So that was kind of odd. But I think this coming week, well, except I have classes, but when those classes are done, and then it's like, okay, I'm making knives every day, then we'll see how it goes. So talk to me next week.
I will. I think I'll be here.
All right.
Yeah. That's cool, man. That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. Pretty jealous here because I got to get up and go to work tomorrow. So fuck off.
No, I'm teaching a class tomorrow.
All right.
I'm excited about it. So, all right. Anything else? Yeah. Do we miss anything?
I don't think. I think we paid all our bills. We got our spotlights and talked enough shit to each other. So I think that's a wrap.
It's been a fun one. I will talk to you folks next week.
All right. And that's a wrap.